Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Chefing It Up. It's your boy Brandon Allen, and today we are making macaroni and cheese. So let's get right into it. All right, we're gonna start with melting some butter, and then we're gonna add some heavy cream and some seasoning to that. And I do want you to always remember that the recipe will be in the description box below. All the ingredients, all the measurements, everything that you need to know to make this delicious recipe. It is amazing. The best macaroni and cheese that you can get, hands down, period. But yeah, so we added some heavy cream to the butter. Now we're going to add some of our Knorr's chicken seasoning. If you ain't ever used Knorr's chicken seasoning, you are missing out because it makes everything pop, okay? Everything. So you use that, and I added some black pepper. We're going to stir that up, let that heat up, add some salt to that. Not too much salt because remember, it's a cheese sauce. Cheese is very much so salty. So, after we stir that in, let that heat up, we're gonna add some of our sour cream. And don't ask me why I put sour cream. I started doing it years ago, and it's been the best thing to ever happen since sliced bread to my macaroni and cheese, okay? So you added some sour cream, we got that broken down, melted, and then we're going to let that heat up. You see it came to a royal y'all know I can't talk. A rolling bubble, slightly below boiling, and then we're gonna add our cheeses because you want that heavy cream to be hot and you want it to heat up. And remember from our last video, if you haven't watched the salmon video, you should, the Alfredo. You don't want your cheese sauce to break. You want a nice creamy cheese sauce. You don't want gritty. If you do gritty, you did something wrong. So you want to make sure that your heavy cream is very much so hot and heat it up so it melts that cheese. And look at that. Look how smooth and creamy that cheese is. That cheese sauce is creamy. You can eat this cheese sauce with some nachos. It was so good. But yeah, so after we melt the cheese, we're going to add in our pasta. And after we add in our pasta, we're going to start to build our layers. Alright, so now we're going to start building our layers into this macaroni and cheese. Now I want you to take note that you do not want to cook your macaroni all the way through. You want it to be al dente. It means you need to have a little bit of a bite. If you cook your macaroni all the way through before you even add it to the cheese sauce and before you even add it to the pan to bake, by the time you bake this macaroni and cheese and it's all done, your noodles are going to be soft and soggy, and you do not want that. That is not a desired texture for your macaroni and cheese. You want to be able to taste your pasta, feel that pasta, that texture. You don't want it to blend in like you're eating a cheese dip and it has pasta in there. That's not attractive. You shouldn't do that. So, but in the layers we start off with a layer of the macaroni and cheese, and then we're going to layer that with our cheese blend. And then in between that, we go back and forth. That's it, back and forth, back and forth. If you want to go from macaroni and cheese, a layer of cheese, another layer of macaroni and cheese, another layer of cheese, and I did this 3 times. So it's 3 layers of noodles, 3 layers of cheese. Now the cheese blend will be in the description box below. Don't you fret. I'll give you all the information that you need to know. But you want to make sure you spread that out. And yes, I filled it to the brim, and that's okay. That's okay. You should too. So yeah, so now we're going to put that last layer of cheese. Look at that. Oh, and also, it's good to have a nice cheesy layer, but do not overly do your cheese layer. That if you bake your macaroni and cheese, that underneath that top layer of melted cheese, it's not stringy underneath. You really want everything to be melted through, so don't overdo your layer of cheese trying to make it as cheesy as possible. It gets mixed up. Look at that. Look at that. We put that in the oven for 350 degrees for about 20 minutes or so. Just judge it by eye. I did it covered for the first 15 minutes, and then I let it on like the broil setting or uncovered for another 10 to 15 minutes. So it's really like 20 to 30 minutes, but judge it by your eye depending on how your oven heats up. And then voila. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for watching Chefing It Up. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.